actually, to be honest with you, it was not me.
Hey guys. It's another morning of doing a little live stream drawing. I am working on a Secret Wars homage. This is Enchantress from Marvel's original Secret Wars. Just trying to get my screen here adjusted. There we go. Got to be able to see the chat, so I had to make a little adjustment there. So this was a drawing that I started on my Whatnot show yesterday evening, and just gonna finish it up here today. Really just some little fine tuning. So it doesn't look like I can see my Instagram chat this morning. So if you're there on Instagram, my apologies. I can't really see your chat. It's a little tricky doing the live stream from my desk because I've got two cameras and I'm using my phone I thought that I could use my phone and look at the Instagram, but for some reason it's not showing me the live feed. I'm not sure why, but I can see the multi-stream chat in YouTube and Twitch, but yeah, Instagram's always kind of a problem. So this item will be going up for sale on my eBay store and over on my Whatnot shop. Probably today or tomorrow. I've got several new original art pieces and art prints that are scheduled to list this week. If you are interested in purchasing any of those, you can head over to my eBay store. There's a link that pops up there on the bottom left that goes to my eBay store, and there's another one to my Etsy store. Etsy is where I do my commissioned art. So if you want to commission some comic art, drawing of your favorite character, perhaps, you can head over to the Etsy shop and place an order. Pretty simple. My commission list is probably going to be open until January. And then I'm going to be switching gears and getting back to work on Secret Powers, which is the sequel to Saga of a Doomed Universe. That was my miniseries that was published in 2023. And right now I'm finishing up the third and final issue. And I'm hoping to get this in comic shops sometime late next year at the earliest. Get a few little random strands of hair just so it doesn't look completely perfect. She got a lot of hair. Most of my inking, I use a brush, and then at the end I get my pens out and just do a little fine tuning, a little refinement of some of those lines. Take my glasses off. I can't see as well close up when I'm drawing. I am going to color this one. I think that would look pretty nice. You have a color version of it. Have a few little Kirby crackles. Just to give this a little bit more energy. So yesterday I recorded a brief tutorial on how I create my original art prints. That's what I call them. And I know some people are interested in that process. I think what I'm doing may be somewhat unique in that I'm creating what are essentially artist editions of my past work as art prints, and they look and feel almost identical to the original comic art. They're printed on 2-ply Bristol. They include the underlying blue lines of the pencils as well as the blue template, comic board template. They are all hard signed, and they've been selling pretty well. I've had pretty good success with them so far, and I have several new ones that I'm going to be scanning in and getting prepped today. So at the end of this live stream, I will preview some of that. I'll show you guys what's coming. My hope is to start creating some shorter tutorial videos and post those over on my YouTube channel. I haven't really done that yet because there's some time involved in editing those, and I'm still looking at options for that. What is the quickest, most efficient way to edit the videos before I post them? And I've come to realize it's not so much the editing. I really need to just be a little more prepared when I'm actually doing the video. I try to go in and chop out some sections that weren't really important. You know, there were some pauses in the tutorial and things, and it turned into kind of a job. So I think I'm going to reapproach that and make those videos a little more concise, just so I don't have to go back in and really do anything more with it. I am joining a live stream drawing tonight at 8. I need to look that up and do a little promo of that. Let's see if I can find it. So it is 30-minute comic book chaos, and it's run by, I think Thomas Flormonte runs it. He's the guy behind um, let me look that up too. Shoot. I want to get the right information. Kablam, that's who he runs that operation. They are a printer for comics and smaller publishers. Anyway, that group invited me to join their live drawing, and I believe you can find it on Facebook or YouTube. It is called Comic Book Chaos, 30-minute Comic Book Chaos. I will be there. I'm not sure what they're planning. I think there's some kind of subject everybody draws. There's, I think, 4 or 5 artists that are doing that. So that should be fun. I'm looking forward to doing some live drawing with that gang. don't have any conventions coming up. My next one I may not be doing another show until September, and that's the Tampa Bay Comic-Con, and that's a 3-day show. I did that show this past year, and it was really awesome. Had a really great experience there. Gonna try to get a bigger table this time. I was a little bit sandwiched in the booth last time, and so I've put in a request for a larger table. I'm gonna fill that in. It's just a little weird looking. Let's make that a big crackle. And I'll probably I'm thinking about maybe doing New York when Secret Powers is published. I think that would be a good idea to get a little larger scale marketing. Those shows are really pretty expensive, and the return on investment isn't always great for artists because the tables are costly, and unless you know somebody, the hotels are really expensive, and flight, of course. There's just a lot of expense in doing those big shows. So I don't do them unless I have a book that's out, right? Like something new that I need to promote. I did C2E2 2 years ago when Saga of a Doomed Universe was published. That was a really good show, but again, very costly. I don't regret doing them, but just want to make sure I have a lot of really good product to sell. Alright, well, I feel like this is just about done. Got a couple of little corrections to make. So very often, if I have a little smear, I don't use whiteout unless I absolutely have to. I like having a cleaner art. I don't like messing it up with all that. So this is a very old school kind of trick where you just gently scrape away any ink from the surface instead of applying whiteout. That's a pretty good method, I think. Looks like there's just a little blemish there. I pride myself on my super clean art. All right. I think we're going to scan this in and start coloring it. So I'm going to put the live stream on pause here for a few minutes while I get that set up, because I will be moving over to my drafting table to start on the coloring of this piece. Oh, I need to sign it first, though. That always helps. Somehow one of my pins migrated over to my filing cabinet. All right. Sign it right here. This might be my last drawing of 2025. Possibly. Actually, probably not. I'll probably squeeze out one more. Bit of a ink blotch here. I'm going to remove that also. Alright, she's done. I'm going to pause the stream for a few minutes so I can get all of that set up. Thank you again for your support of my work. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're here. If you haven't yet, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my Twitch channel. I'm also on YouTube and Instagram. You can find me on Etsy under Beyond Forward Art. If you go to Etsy, you just type that in and you'll find me. Same goes for eBay. If you go to eBay, type in Beyond Forward Art and you will find my shop. I also do a Patreon page. I publish twice a week, Thursdays and Fridays. You'll see process shots, works in progress, exclusive previews that you'll only find on my Patreon. So it's free to join, and there are 4 membership tiers after that. So take a look. You may find something there you like. In the meantime, I am going to pause the stream. Stick around. I will be back in just a moment. just need to switch over my. Got my camera switched over. Let's get some art scanned in. She is. Save that one. Oh, there's the mailman. Daisy. This dog. You'd think she would just get used to it because they arrive every day at the same time. All right, let's call this. This was a Jack Kirby homage that I inked, and I just sold a print of that. That's why I had that open. I just shipped that out this morning. All right, so I'm going to do a couple of things here. First, I'm going to save this as is because I will be selling art prints of this piece. Darken up the blacks just a little bit. There's a little bit of a line there. I'm going to get rid of that as well. See the blue lines very well in the scan. Kind of hoping it would have picked those up a little better. Let's see if I have. Where's my clip studio? Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, let's think about this a minute. think I'm going to get rid of the blue lines here. I'm going to basically reconstruct it so those blue lines show up a little bit better. I want them to show up for the art print so that it really looks like the original art page. To do that, I'm going to convert this to grayscale. And let's just drop out all that blue. My levels. All that. We'll call that inks. Next, I'm going to import that. Let's see how that looks. It's really just a matter of lining up the pencil lines with my inks. Seems pretty close. Save that. And we'll go on back to Photoshop. Where's that? There it is. Join those two. Alright, then just want to darken those blue lines a little bit. See if we can saturate it a bit more. There we go. Pull it back just slightly. Alright, so now I have an art print. I'm going to save this into, I have a folder just specifically for art prints. so there's no confusion. Alright. There's the inks. So whenever I color either a page of like a comic book page or just an illustration like this, I do what's called a color study. Save that as a PSD. Call this colors. And I'm going to go back into Clip Studio. We can get rid of that. Open up the color file. I also need to look up Enchantress and just make sure I have the colors correct. So there she is. I'm just going to drag this over to my other monitor. And I really like this. Actually, I like this pink back here. It's very bold and vibrant. I think I'm going to use that with this. I think that's a pretty cool choice. So when I'm coloring, I change the line art to multiply, and then I create a new layer that will be just for the colors. Oh, I bet I need to change this to CMYK or RGB. And the color study's fun because you can just sort of, you can be messy. It's not precise. It really is just to establish what the colors are going to be. I think it would be cool if she's kind of glowing a little bit. There's like a light maybe coming from behind her. brush tone color. A little darker. I don't like just winging it, you know, and just start coloring. I think it's very important to establish your palette and establish the just how everything is going to look before you get into that. Needs to have a little more yellow in it. Just adjust that a bit. Oops, one more. So as you can see, I'm not really concerned with staying in the lines. It's just a it's kind of a sketch. Think of it like an oil sketch, or if you were painting, just something really basic. She's got lemon yellow hair. I think I'm gonna try to make that a little more natural. It's kind of a tricky thing to do. kind of some orange in there. Or maybe I should just change that, the black lines to red. See, this is why it's a good idea to do a color study, because it's basically problem solving in the coloring stage. So this would look pretty cool, I think. Some of these little Kirby crackles interspersed. This would all be very brightly illuminated. So her costume would probably be really lit up quite a bit. And her hand. Let's do that on a different layer. Then I'm going to add some shading just to kind of pop her out a little bit more. Kind of tie in that little highlight with the logo. Maybe this will just be white. Highlight here too. I feel like this gives it a little more electricity kind of feel to it. Kind of it, I think, for the color study. I think that looks pretty good. This is a good starting point. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to sign out for the day. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you hanging out. I'm here Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and I am very often drawing comics. So you'll either see me working on maybe a commission piece or one of my own books that I'm working on. It could be graphic design stuff as well. So if you haven't yet, I hope you consider subscribing to my Twitch channel. You can also find me on Etsy, eBay, Patreon. Just type in Scott Reed or look up Beyond Forward Art. You can find me on any of those channels. Hope to see you back here, and hope you have an awesome remainder of your day.